It's my Eurovision 2020 Top 41 Countdown, places 20 to 18. Welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. Please do click on the subscribe button or on that notification bell. And as always, please do like, share and comment below. So we're now into the top 20 of my countdown, and we are moving from doing kind of sets of rankings by 5 videos or 5 songs at a time to 3 for the next few videos. And I should probably just say that being in my personal top 20 is a very good sign. I like the majority of songs for Eurovision 2020, and so to be in the top 20 means that I'm a fan of the song, and actually it's quite a challenge for me to order the songs in terms of exactly which order I want to get them into, but rest assured that anything in this 20 and above is something I really do like. And we'll kick off with place 20, which is Italy, Diodato and Fai Rumore.
Che fai rumore qui e non lo so se mi fa bene, se il tuo rumore mi conviene, ma fai rumore.
So Italy, since Italy's return to the contest in 2011, they've really kind of given us sort of consistently high quality songs of sort of, authentic and very classy indeed. And this was no different for this year as well. I will say it wasn't necessarily my favourite song from San Remo, but there's no denying that this is an extremely powerful ballad, and Diodato really has quite some powerful voice. Compared to Mahmood last year, which was my number 1, and I'm still wearing the t-shirt, this is a much more conventional sort of song from Italy. Perhaps a little bit, it was a slight reaction from a more conservative music press, and in the slightly complicated way that San Remo does its voting, it was the music press that kind of voted overwhelmingly for this, although it didn't win. It didn't win the public vote, but I think that's that's ultimately changed in the past few weeks. It's gone on to have a huge number of downloads on Spotify and YouTube. It's been an Italian number 1. And it's been a song that kind of the Italians have taken to kind of singing from balconies during lockdown. As I'm sure you probably know, Italy was one of the first countries to go into a big lockdown and one of the strictest. And I think this song's really taken on an extra dimension for them. So while Diodato would have to re-enter San Remo again in order to win and get the chance to go to Eurovision, I think we can safely say that this has already taken a bit of a place in Italy's cultural bloodstream. At 19, San Marino, Senate with Freaky.
Yeah, we wanna break all the rules and make up some new that will destroy all of them too, 'cause that's what we do, oh yeah. And life goes by too quickly now not to be freaking it up.
So we go from Italy to the tiny country that is an enclave microstate within Italy, or surrounded by Italy, and represented by Senate. And Senate is Italian. She's has Eritrean parents, but was born and grew up in Bologna. And indeed, she still lives in Bologna, as was shown from recently when she performed for Eurovision home concerts, which are well worth a watch if you go to the Eurovision YouTube channel. She actually represented San Marino in 2011 and was due to be back for this year as well. Her song "Freaky" was a choice of 2 in an online vote that she organised, and I'm pleased to say that this one was wrong. It's the less safe song, but it maintains kind of San Marino's kind of recent tradition of sending kind of disco, very upbeat disco songs for the contest, and I love that they do that. I think having San Marino in the contest is such a wonderful thing, to have such a tiny state competing alongside places like Russia and Germany and Sweden. And they bring so much fun. And I think obviously fun is a big part of Eurovision, and I'm glad San Marino keeps that sort of tradition alive through their entries. And Freaky is kind of well in that tradition. It's fun, funky, dancey, and eventually somewhat underrated by the fandom, I think, but I think it would have been a lot of fun to have this at the contest. Don't know if Senet's going to be back next year. San Marino internally select generally, although they normally keep us guessing until quite the last moment. So who knows whether Senet will be back for next year or if San Marino will be back next year, but we hope both of them will be. And 18 is Romania, Roxanne, Alcohol You.
Love you from the bottom of my alcohol you when I'm drunk.
So Romania internally selected this year with a singer called Roxanne, and while she's only 20, she's kind of becoming quite well established in Romania. She had a #1 single last year in 2019, and while she has a sort of more of a look of Dua Lipa and Billie Eilish, her original music genre, her normal music genre, is kind of deep house. That said, though, when the internal selection, they did a show to give the public a choice of 5 songs, none of which I think would be described as deep house. And it was fairly obvious which one Roxanne preferred, because she probably put somewhat more effort into performing Alcohol You than she did some of the other songs. But I think she made the right choice. It's a quite dark, gloomy, sort of moody song, and of course you have that wordplay in the title, "Alcohol You," or "Alcohol You, Alcohol You." But the very last line in the lyrics, the very last line of the song, kind of does suggest that there is some hope and some in the what she's describing through the lyrics. It's really actually very sophisticated and confident from Romania, and I think it's a real. I mean, Romania's had some really good songs in the past, but I think kind of perhaps not so much recently, and I think this is a kind of a really good direction that they've gone in, and I'm sure this would have done well at the actual contest. But we are very fortunate that Roxanne will be at the next contest, and I'm going to be really intrigued to see what she brings there. I think whether it's something similar or something completely different, but I'm sure it will be something that's interesting and intriguing. So join us again for my next set of rankings, and we'll see you very soon.